Hi, and welcome back to the Mob Mentality Show. We are going to get right back into mobbing together here. Go check out video 1, and we'll put that link in the description, and we'll get started. So we're going to do a little bit of a different, we're going to start off where we left off. So we have the Fizz Buzz thing we were working on before. But now we are going to use this because the game inside the mobbing timer doesn't continue on past a certain level, but there are more levels that you can do, and we're really excited to show you some of those. Joe is going to be working on the sponsor, amplifying the unheard voice, picking the mobber with the least privilege, and supporting their contributions and celebrating moments of excellence. We have Willem, who's going to be the nose, sniffing out all that bad code, point out a long line of code, a complex conditional, duplication, unnamed variable or method, or propose an action to deodor the code. Lisa is going to be working on Rear Admiral, quietly speak into the navigator's ear or chat to the navigator, give the smallest cue necessary, and navigate the navigator at the highest level. And then we have Austin, who's going to work as the archivist, who's going to record a solution or alternatives on a big visible chart, express ideas on a big visible chart, or articulate a task and make it visible to the entire mob. So that's where we're going to get started. They're going to work on those badges, and then you can kind of see we laid out here, we have all the others, and maybe we can level up to something pretty interesting. So we'll get it started here, and I'm going to just jump into the mobster here. And Austin, you are the driver, and Joe, you're the navigator. Take it away.
Fantastic.
Excellent. All right, Joe, what would you like to do?
Do we need to like run tests to make sure they're passing first before we continue?
Yeah, I'd be a fan of creating a failing test for each of our success cases that are enumerated above. How do the other roles feel about that?
Yeah, go for it.
Wonderful. Austin, if you're all right with it, I'd like us to duplicate the if statement.
Ooh, so
we already have a failing test.
Yeah, so we're passing in 7. What do we expect when we pass in 7 to get? We expect to get 7. Okay. So what were you saying?
So that is a failing test.
Yeah.
We've got 1, yes. So we have 2 failing tests.
So were you saying, Joe, to add an if here? So if it's something, wait, I'm doing.
Okay, now where do we want our test to live? So we've got 2 self-asserts lower down.
Yeah.
Maybe no, I'll ask the driver. At a high level, I'll say I'd like to have more tests. Driver, on a detail level, where would you like those tests to live?
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so this one here is test maybe 7. And do we want to get this test passing before we add other cases? Or are you navigating that we have like 5 failing tests and then fix them one by one? Because
to make the code more navigable, maybe fix the first test now. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
feedback.
I like to start passing tests.
Never break the build.
Nice. So how would you like me to fix that?
Expected Fizz actual 7. So 7 does not equal Fizz. So we have 2 tests.
Yes.
Now, is our second test passing?
So the Fizz test, they're all breaking because I'm putting in hacky code. But if I let that rerun, Fizz is passing. When we pass in 3, we get Fizz. When we pass in 7, we get Fizz still.
Okay, sure. Then let's fix, because we're always returning Fizz. So here's our if, right? So if we want to test for multiple of 3 and 5, and I think we should have an else clause returning the actual number.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So else we'll do return Fizz. If what? We return. Oh wait, you wanted it the other way around. So you want to else return
our number.
All right, sweet.
And our And our if for now can be Fizz, and our one test should pass.
Okay.
Mob, what do you think about this path of action?
I don't understand the if that doesn't do anything, that has nothing.
If
So if I
Are
think
you
we need,
expecting it
yeah.
to fail?
No,
We need
this is basically, there's only 2 branches, because we only have 2 tests. We haven't, ultimately Fizz Buzz has what, 3 branches? So it'll be if else.
Yeah, we need if number equals 3.
Feels
Yeah,
like
if
we're
number
doing
equals
too much
3.
at once.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
number equals 3, return Fizz.
I think we're
And then later
passing
that'll
now.
become a multiplier. What do you think, Lisa?
Well, we're trying to make the one that's the 7 to pass, right?
And now return number, I hope does that. What does the mob feel? Austin, how do you feel?
yeah. Oh, I think what's going on. So I think I heard you say just like make it pass for this case. So we got 3 is working, but number isn't working because what is it saying? It doesn't know what this is. So if
Well,
I do
there's-
equal.
Yeah, we're returning a string of 7 on 23.
7 does not equal 7. Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
we need a different type of comparator.
I think we need to fix the test. The 23, we're returning the string of 7, not the number 7.
Oh, maybe now.
Unless we want to convert the number into string into a
Yeah, I
string,
think
which
we
is
want to do a
true.
2-string.
Aha. Okay, so it's the opposite. Our expectation was correct, but on 14, our solution was incorrect.
Anybody know how to do a 2-string in Python? Is it just
Yeah, it's you can either use it as a function that's kind of a global function where it's str parentheses around it, or you could call it as a function with double underscore str double underscore parens. So very quickly, we're going to just kind of hide the timer and we're going to jump in here and talk about experience. Joe, did we see Joe sponsoring others? He was kind of the driver, so I know we were having trouble doing that, but you know, celebrating moments of excellence sort of thing.
He was definitely getting other people's opinions, so
Okay.
that was good.
Great. Yeah. All right, how about the nose? Do we do any nose activities yet?
Yeah, there was
I don't-
definitely ferreting into it was Willem who detected that our string conversion was likely to blame.
Yeah, I feel like that was like a solution, though, not a
Refactoring, right?
yeah, cleanup of malodorous elements. That was
Okay.
just solving a problem.
All righty. With Lisa, quietly speaking into the navigator's ear, give a
did
small
that
skew
many times.
necessary.
I don't know how quiet it was, but I really wanted to start by, do we have passing
Yeah.
tests to start with? And
Yeah,
I
that was
don't,
really
I don't
good.
know if I ever
I've-
got that successfully across, but
Between you
that's
and
where I was
Austin,
going.
you
Yeah.
helped keep the solution much simpler than my initial attempts to
Yeah.
steer us. So absolutely, Lisa, you changed the trajectory, and I think for the better between you and Austin. Thank you.
Oh, awesome.
There we go. We can do a little check marks here. So we got some
Nice.
experience. And then we can mark whenever those happen. So I'll just say we got a couple of those.
I really think Willem got at least 2.
And then
Yeah.
See, I disagree. I was actually
disagree too.
trying to find a way to do it, and I wasn't doing it. And I do. I
Like
mean, I
celebrating.
appreciate the pom poms, but
Uh-oh,
I do want to be a stickler for
I lost my session.
making sure
Oh,
I
okay.
actually.
Oh, fantastic. This is the most fun part, the character sheet level up. But Willem, truly, you also weighed in, not just on what the technical problem was,
Mhm.
which there were many, but also keeping the group on the rails in general.
nice? I actually just want to leave Willem in the nose roll because I want to see what he refactors. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. Oh, actually, Austin, did we see? I know I marked an experience here, but I was just getting the check mark in place. Do we record solutions, express ideas, and make them visible or articulate the current task at hand?
The
well,
current task was articulated.
yeah, I have something to share. Can you guys see my
Oh, yep.
screen?
There we go.
Ooh,
Yes. So there's something I've developed while mob programming called graphic Kanban. So I thought it might be helpful. So I tried to articulate the current task at hand by, kind of drawing up what Fizz Buzz problem is and then laying out some of the tasks. And from what I can gather, we kind of have a proof of concept Fizz, and we're working on getting it to return the number back when it's not Fizz or Buzz. Does this look like where we're currently at, y'all? Yeah. Nice. All right. So maybe we'll return to this later to update it and see where we're going.
All
Can't wait
right.
to find out what zombies are.
Zombies. Yes, zombies may be coming.
I love the
Alrighty.
XKCD style line breaks.
And so I would consider that some experience, even though the timer had buzzed, but we'll throw that in there now. And okay, so I think we can get back to it. So I'm going to bring us back to the timer here. All right, welcome back. We were having some technical difficulties. So kind of when this happens, when you're remote mod programming, you're going to want to kind of either switch to single driver and a screen share just to keep things going. But there are many ways to do this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to drive and we're going to just rotate navigators going forward to finish out the game and get this for you. Yeah, so sometimes the tools don't work out. So one thing is you improvise and you get that flow efficiency in there anyway. So we're back to it. Willem is navigating, and Willem, what would you like me to do?
Yeah. So does everybody remember where we were at when we left off?
Right now, the build, I think, is we're still trying to convert the string 7 to the int 7 for our comparator.
And we had an option between number dot strings str and then the double unders. The Dunders.
The Dunder, yeah. So that's Dunder.
Dunder, love it.
Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so is that passing even though that's red text down there?
Yes. Yeah.
That's confusing.
It says okay in big red letters.
Yeah, it does.
Everything is fine.
I want it to be green.
Red means go.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Okay. So we're passing. What's the very next test we want to add to push our design forward?
So right now what we know is we get a Fizz for a 3 and a 7 for a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So do we want to try a 5? Because, well, I'm not the navigator. Why am I talking? I'm supposed to just be
No, that's
whispering.
great. I love it.
You can whisper to the navigator.
Yes,
Yeah.
navigator. Maybe a 5.
Oh, a 5. Okay. I think we should try a 5.
Oh, where did that come from?
And what would that return?
So and our expectation for a 5 would be, what is it? Okay. A buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, buzz.
It's good navigating of the navigator.
And how do we think it'll it already failed? Okay.
It already failed, and you can see in red there that, yep.
All right. And how do we want to, what are thoughts on how we want to add that into our design?
Willem,
Grow the conditional or?
yeah, I'd vote to grow to the conditional for now. Later, we can have more compact logic as we make a better pattern to apply, but maybe be explicit about our logic for now. So if number equals for now 5, and then if that's passing, I'd suggest we potentially move it already to a formula where we add multiples.
All right. So, and that's in Python, that'd probably be if number and then else if number. And
So
Yeah.
are you saying step by step, first add the number
Elif.
equal 5 and then later refactor it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish there was a role about refactoring. Yeah. But get it passing first. That's good.
There we go.
Aha. So I can officially announce as the nose that we now have a complex conditional.
Real
Why
quick.
does it say 2 tests? I thought we had 3 tests.
Yeah, Chris, you might have to rerun from the class so it detects them all.
Oh, we didn't get on that. Nice catch.
Or maybe not. Oh, it's because it's named the same. Haha.
Oh, we got two
Good
the
catch.
same.
There
Funny.
the smell.
Something like that.
Love it.
I like
Not
that.
bad.
name.
Oh well,
Thank you,
if,
driver. Thank you,
if we're
driver.
doing that, then on 20, let's improve 20s. The test. 20s.
Hey, there you
Oh, I
go.
love it. Thank you for the human readable code.
Mhm. Yes.
So this is 3 is Fizz.
Yeah. Love it. And then run them. Yep.
And test 7,
7 is 7.
7 is 7, yeah. Lovely human readable improvement. Thank you so much,
Mhm.
driver and team.
Nice.
So what
Do you
would
see-
our next step be?
Yeah, navigator, complex conditional. What would you suggest in terms of pattern to apply?
Yeah. Yeah, what do we think? So we've got I mean the first thing I think that our most core problem is the fact that we've got it all tangled up in one giant conditional. So what do you guys think if we break it up into separate lines and then just have the function return?
I almost think that we make the problem slightly worse first
Uh-huh.
with another test. So for example, if you did something else that should be buzz,
Uh-huh.
it'll make the conditional far worse because you're just hard coding every input, right?
Mhm.
Nice.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another
Oops.
or let's do Fizz. Let's start with Fizz since that's our first.
Okay, so
Oh, it's a break.
I'll give an opportunity for updating the graphic Kanban if we wanted to yet.
Yeah, I was hoping to
first,
see that.
and then we can jump.
Do you want me
back.
to share?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right. So what I got as we've been going here, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So
Okay,
I got us as yellow proof of concept for Fizz Buzz and returning the number back. And I'm not giving the full green yet because hard coding 3 and 5 does not feel like a production ready solution for Fizz Buzz. How do you all feel about that characterization that they're not
I
fully
agree
done
with
yet?
that.
Love it.
All right, cool.
All righty, I will start sharing again.
Now, again, for people watching the recording, Fizz Buzz intentionally is a completely basic code kata and a great place for us to try to show the roles. We can focus on how mob progresses through roles as people build skill with mobbing. That said, hilariously, we're still not that fast at Fizz Buzz, so please enjoy.
Okay, so did Joe amplify the unheard voice, pick a mobber and support their contributions, or celebrate moments of excellence?
Mm,
Well, I kind of get in the moment and don't really remember who said what, but I felt like, I felt like my ideas were being supported and listened to.
I
Yeah,
feel
there
like
you
Joe
go.
is tangled up in the solution. I feel
There
like
you
he's
go,
too
there you go.
solution focused.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, does
Nice.
he get an X for that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope. We just mark when we get new experience. Yeah. So Willem, did we make progress on the nose here? Anybody else?
Yes,
Clearly, a complex conditional was pointed out.
yes.
I feel like I
Yep.
did do that. Yes.
All right.
And he fixed the names. It doesn't really.
Yeah, and I would think
Well, actually,
I'd say
that
that
was Chris,
falls
but
under unnamed
supported
variable
it.
or method.
Yeah.
Like an unnamed could be misnamed.
Poorly named.
Yeah.
Poorly named.
Maybe we
method.
want to update.
That
the
was
description.
actually Chris, but Willem supported it.
Ooh, nice.
Wow, Joe
No,
striking
I'm
back.
game. I'm game. I just want to make sure a light also shines on Chris.
There you go.
That's good.
Oh,
honestly.
that's good celebrating as well, or sponsorship. All right, did we have Lisa doing navigating the navigator, rear admiral?
I think
for
she should
sure.
be upgraded. Yeah.
All
She's
right.
Yeah, she did
Oh.
it.
So
You
done.
did
This
it.
I
one
did
is
whisper
now
this time.
behind you, as well as these. I'm going to just delete those. All right. So which one do we want to go back for to go shopping here? The automationist, we have the traffic cop, we have the nose, the archivist.
I say the automationist or the traffic cop, because those are the undone ones, right?
All right.
Yeah,
So we're going to go to the automationist. This one's a little bit
Okay.
tricky. Point out when a repeated task or in a tool. Point out repeated aspects of the team process. Point
Ooh.
out possible boilerplate code. Propose an automation for a repeated task.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go ahead
Challenge.
and then throw that one in there. And then we'll come down here. Definitely think that Austin got another archivist here. Any other recording or expressing of or articulation happen?
Recording, expressing, and articulating.
Yeah. All right. All
I
right.
want
well,
to see the traffic cop.
Yeah. There we go. Well, we'll go another round. We got some time.
Mhm.
So heading back to the mob timer, and Lisa, you are navigating.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And
Navigator and
thing.
automationist.
Yeah.
All right. So we were going to get rid of the complex conditional, I believe, would be the next step. And I don't know that my coding powers are
Or
sufficient
just
for
make
that, but
the
I could get help from the
situation.
mob.
Yeah, or just make the situation slightly worse so
Oh,
that
that's right. We
refactoring
were going to make
presents
it
itself.
worse.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Sorry. So let's do another fizz.
Okay.
So if number equals 6, return fizz. Thank you for that suggestion.
Now, Willem, I'm not hearing from your nose right now, but you would identify the complex conditional. Is there something you'd like to add here?
No, yeah, Lisa just mentioned it, so but I think now that we're failing.
Okay, so that one failed. Um,
Yeah, so now the
6.
problem's in our face. So we can't just add yet another else if number
statement.
equals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
actually,
maybe we need to, I don't know if that counts as automation, but maybe we need to do like some division or some math.
yeah, the only problem with this actually, I want to point out is the nose. The only problem with the test that we proposed is that it's the easiest solution to it is continuing to invest in our complex conditional without, like, it's going to make our complex conditional actually better, which I don't think is good.
Red, green refactor, and the simplest solution to work. So you might choose something really silly at first, get them passing, and then do safe refactorings if you can to get to the point where we're in a good spot.
Austin, I haven't heard from you. Is there something you wanted to add here?
Yeah, I kind of like that to get it green. I think it's a modification of my original suggestion, but I kind of like it. Let's just go green in the terrible way, if it's okay with you, Lisa, and then let's see what the nose suggests.
So if number equals 6, return fizz.
And thank you, Joe, for sponsoring.
I want to see someone in the traffic cop role.
Yes.
All right, all
so
4
those
tests
are
ran. Well done.
passing. So
Yeah, I guess I like the point I was trying to make was that now so we're gonna do like two greens in a row, but that's still neither of which force us to touch the problem. So like if we do number modulo 3, we're still green, but it hasn't pushed us to refactor the conditional, I guess is what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like so anyway, I mean, we clearly want to do that though. We want to, but we're carving down the conditional. It's still a 3-part.
So what are our alternatives to the conditional? Dear mob, because remember, I'm not a coder, so.
We can generate random numbers.
Well, yeah, I mean,
generating numbers, that's automating. I like that.
Let's just do the obvious thing first, and for on 11, do number modulo 3 return fizz.
What does modulo mean?
Modulo, yeah, if it's
a multiple of 3.
Yeah, so the modulo returns the remainder of a division.
Oh, okay.
And then you can check if that's 0 to make sure that it evenly divides into and so modulo 3 equals 0 will then result in checking if it's divisible by 3.
Okay, let's do that.
Brilliant idea. That'll collapse part of our complex conditional.
Okay, that's progress.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, it's interesting how it didn't actually solve the complex conditional part, which I think there's more pain ahead of us
So
to
what would be an
solve.
example of a non-complex conditional?
Well, so for example, if we made each of these one line conditionals.
So
um,
if number modulo 3 is 0, return Fizz all in one line, what does that do? I don't
yeah.
understand what you mean by one
So
line.
so a complex conditional is a whole bunch of branches in one conditional.
Okay,
But if,
so you
but
just
if
want to replace all the else's with ifs?
yeah, if we just do one line and then we start
Oh.
being pushed towards actually solving the
All right.
strategy pattern.
So we're
Well
gonna.
done, team. Is there a visualization update?
Oh yeah. And I'm going to try to get 2 points, Joe, to get me to be the traffic cop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, as
we
long
go.
as somebody is, as long as someone's the traffic cop.
All right. So to try to get 2 points, what I did is I did update our status, which is we're still, yellow.
Yeah.
And I brought in this picture I found from online that trying to show that we're striving to make the Python code better with Fizz Buzz. So to try to like motivate the team with the visual here.
Nice.
You're awesome, Austin.
Yeah, there's 2 of them now. I think that counts as 2 points. All right, I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen.
All right.
Thanks.
And all right, Joe here. I did hear some sponsoring going on.
Definitely.
Yay!
I
All
think it
right.
was. I think
That's
Joe may become the traffic cop.
Nice.
As long as somebody is, as long as somebody
Nice.
is, let's get a recording
So,
of people who see that.
Here we
Yeah, well,
go.
that's it. Yeah.
All right. We might have him leapfrog the traffic cop, or go somewhere else. What role do you want to pick from the shopping center here?
Well, so we have even more roles than are defined here. I don't know if they're safe to choose. We have the nostalgist, the anthropologist, the disciplinarian, the conductor, Major Payne, and Dr. Feelgood that are defined on the GitHub morphology that William
Yeah,
curated.
yeah.
I'd love to try to be Dr. Feelgood.
Okay.
That said, I'm really hoping that we have a few other promotions. In our last few minutes here, I'm hoping that we can model some
Yes.
advanced roles, even if we need to cheat the scoring simply to have so that we can have a demonstration of this recorded. Someone says, I've never seen Major Payne or the conductor. We have at least a few minutes of people trying to do that.
That'd be
All right.
great.
I don't see those on the GitHub page.
Yeah.
I will share it in the Zoom link right now, in the Zoom chat right now.
All right. Well, while we do the sharing, let's go on. Did we point out additional problems in the code? I think we did.
Yep.
And so I think
Lovely.
Willem might be getting upgraded too.
Yay.
Multiple.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. So which ones would you like? And maybe we can pull these up. Yes. So these are the ones that haven't been converted into cards yet.
May I request the anthropologist, Willem? That's a quite advanced role.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't been, well, never mind.
What level are these? Do they say?
I don't think they're defined yet.
Okay.
They have been. I think they've been pull requested, but not converted to cards yet.
Okay. So they're probably level 4s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got these here: traffic cop, anthropologist, disciplinarian, and conductor. Major Payne, Dr. Feelgood. This might even warrant another episode.
Yeah, maybe when a mob on making cards.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's yeah. So you want to pick one of those, and then we'll.
Yeah, I'll be the anthropologist.
All right.
for Joe's
So
request.
we're gonna go through my screenshotting technique right here to throw this onto the board.
Thank you so much.
Anthropologist, and then so Lisa, did we do any of the point out repeated tasks in the tool, repeated aspect of the team process, or possible boilerplate code or automation on a task?
I don't think I did any of those things.
Okay,
Although I
that's
was
okay.
I was looking for opportunities, but I didn't see any.
All right.
She pointed out the repeated ifs that
Yeah.
created the conditional.
Yeah.
I mean, along with Willem.
And yeah, so an example of that navigation might be converting something into a template. So as far as boilerplate code goes. Okay, so and then I definitely think that Austin had leveled up here as well, because we did get the 2 points of experience archivist here. So we're in a good position there. And Austin, did you want to pick something from our?
Joe wants the traffic cop, so let's do it.
Boom.
Alrighty.
Thank you so much, Austin.
Oh wait, let's grab the original here.
Yep.
'Cause that one has a card.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
if you can grab one of the advanced roles for me, I said Dr.
Yep.
Feelgood, but
Yeah,
anyone
I'll
else?
go grab
Thank
that.
you.
And suggest a relevant new process or working agreement. Point out when the team violates the process or working agreement. Articulate the current task at hand and make it visible to the entire mob. Capture design decisions and other technical details for the team. And then let's go grab the Dr. Feelgood from here as well. And definitely feels very Joe-like.
I think he's already doing this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of cheated. I mean, just
Yeah,
it's my joy to be.
Yeah, so this is show appreciation for another mob or stakeholder, verbalize something about the mobbing on the work that gives you joy, notice happiness expressed by others in the mob and ask about it, and call for a retrospective on something good that occurred recently to see how it can be turned up. We have time for one more rotation and then we'll close it out. Austin, go ahead. You're navigating.
Awesome. So yeah, so as far as navigating the code goes, I think, let's see here. I think I want to second where Lisa was going with going to the modulos. So let's add one more test to something divisible by 5. Someone say a number.
10.
10. There you go. 10. And 10 should do a buzz. Go ahead and run that. It should fail. All right. And let's fix that by changing it to a modulo. All right. So after slightly progressing the code, I would like to think about a potential working agreement we can make. And I would like to point out also that we have not been violating kindness, consideration, respect. I'd like to point out that people have been very kind to each other, also in kind of a radical candor sense of being honest. I've heard a few times people denying points or saying, no, I don't think you did that. And I think that kind of honesty is very good in a mob because that'll be the best for innovation. So I think I want to say that hasn't been violated, and that's good. I think maybe one working agreement that I like to suggest is maybe before we go green again, let's refactor until there's nothing left to clean. Because what I've noticed before in the past is if you leave a mess, it grows and then it's harder to clean up. So I'll throw that out as a working agreement that maybe we refactor for a while until it's all squeaky clean. What do y'all think of that?
I appreciate
100%.
that.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Joe, how does that make you feel?
That gives me joy. And
Oh,
I wanted to ask you about the happiness you expressed on the honesty, even when it was denying points. Is there anything you'd like to add about that, Austin?
no, it actually makes me feel really good when people are honest with me, even if they're criticizing something, because it's just like, oh, this is good, mobbing's working. So
I appreciate that.
yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Lisa, did you have any thoughts on
I
work
just
done?
like how much I'm learning doing this. So
All
I
right.
hope everybody else is learning something too. So
Maybe we can do
One
a
piece of
learning matrix
automation that I think we
retrospective
stole
afterward.
from you, Lisa, in the very beginning that I'll note, Chris, is on the very bottom left. We've turned on the auto runner for the tests. So we kind of stole that from Lisa, that she could have suggested to turn that on.
awesome. Yeah, we like to see the test run.
Fantastic, Lisa.
Yeah.
You can do a
Any thoughts
learning
on where to go
matrix.
to next?
Oh, I'd love to try the mod 3 as well to complete that part of the story arc.
I think we got it.
What does the driver feel about that? Oh no,
we
didn't.
we
Exactly.
currently have mod. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see where we could go next here is so if we're going to clean more, what is the IDE suggesting to us that it doesn't like as a potential clean? So yeah, we're not doing the proper Python naming there, so we can reformat for one. Yeah, so
I think it wants this
okay, cool.
for
Since we're-
Python.
does the IDE suggest any other cleanups?
I think we have a green check mark up here, which means that everything that it suggests is done.
Nice. Does anybody else suggest any other cleanups, since that was our new working agreement, it seems?
Austin, does it match where you were trying to go with this by replacing the if else, else if else with straight ifs, so they're clean one line? Was that?
Oh
where you were
yeah,
going?
yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's do
I
that.
think that was Willem, yeah, suggesting that, right?
Oh, thank you, Will.
Thank you.
All righty. So breaking it out like this, correct? Something along those lines for the first pass.
Yep.
And then
I think I think we're gonna. Oh no. Okay.
So that last line 18, that's not gonna, if it's a Fizz Buzz, it's not gonna do 18.
no, it will, because so it's gonna it's not in an else, but it's
Okay.
logically equivalent. So now all the tests are passing again, even though we
Okay.
did that refactoring. So nothing is technically a complex conditional. And I think you were suggesting, Willem, earlier that getting it into a ternary will prevent it from growing logic within the logical scope if you wanted to do that. But we are out of time today, and we will please like and subscribe and share very quickly for everybody who is on with us. If we wanted to kind of share anything or promote it, now would be the time. Yeah, Austin, please go ahead.
I'd just like to point out that we should all, everyone who's participating in the community and in this mob programming RPG, and our guests today, Joe, Willem, Lisa, they are all getting badges for the anthropologist role, because this episode is the anthropologist role. So
There you go.
All right.
Yay.
And
Awesome.
we had some nice plugs from the last episode, so we'll link to episode 1 for nice plugs for things Joe, Lisa, and Willem are doing coming up. So yeah, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate the feedback on LinkedIn, Twitter, and more. And goodbye, everybody, and have a good one.
Thank you,
Great.
Austin. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Willem.
Super fun.